The bombing of Chongqing was part of a terror bombing operation conducted by Imperial Japanese Army Air Service and Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service on the Chinese provisional capital of Chongqing, authorized by the Imperial General Headquarters. A total of 268 air raids were conducted against Chongqing, with more than 11,500 bombs dropped, mainly incendiary bombs. The targets were usually residential areas, business areas, schools, hospitals. These bombings were probably aimed at cowing the Chinese government, or as part of the planned Sichuan invasion. The raids. In the first 2 days of the campaign, the raids of May 1939 killed more than 5,000 Chinese civilians. 2 months later, after tens of thousands of deaths, in retaliation for firebombing, the United States embargoed the export of airplane parts to Japan, thus imposing its first economic sanction against Japan. On 5 June 1941, the Japanese flew more than 20 sorties, bombing the city for 3 hours. About 4,000 residents who hid in a tunnel were asphyxiated. The majority of the air raids conducted against Chongqing were made with squadrons of Mitsubishi G3 Megaseconds, known as NELs, Mitsubishi Ki-1s, Fiat BR-20s Cyclogna, Mitsubishi Ki-21s Sallies and Kawasaki Ki-48s Lelas. Although towards the end of the Second Sino-Japanese War, Mitsubishi G4 Megaseconds, Nakajima Ki-49s Donyu, Yokosuka P-1Ys Ginger and Mitsubishi Ki-67s Hoyu were also employed. Due to the unpreparedness of the Chinese Air Force at the beginning of the war, many of the air raids were totally unopposed. Total bomb tonnage and raids. 3,000 tons of bombs were launched on the city between 1939 and 1942. According to photographer Carl Maidens, the spring 1941 bombings were the most destructive shelling ever made on a city. Although by comparison 2,300 tons of bombs were dropped by Allied bombers on Berlin in a single night during the Battle of Berlin. A total of 268 air raids were conducted against Chongqing. Lawsuit against Japanese government. In March 2006, 40 Chinese who were wounded or lost family members during the bombings sued the Japanese government, demanding 10 million yen each and asked for apologies. By filing a lawsuit, "We want the Japanese people to know about Chongqing bombings," said a victim. Gallery. Volunteer army leaving Chongqing.